views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the views of BronxNet or the program underwriters.
Hey everyone, I'm the Dr. Bob Lee. Welcome to Open BX RX. We've got yet another fantastic show lined up for you today. All you have to do is kick off your shoes and relax your feet and hang out. Stay tuned, all right? In fact, coming up on today's show, we'll speak to the CEO of an organization that is leading the way for Black women in the world of entrepreneurship. Then we'll speak to an actress about her journey into the world of entertainment and learn about an upcoming film festival that is providing visibility for an underrepresented group of artists. After that, we'll sit down with a thought-provoking street artist who is promoting wellness and unity across communities through an important upcoming event. And then Bobby C, he steps into the room. He has the latest in the world of sports. And then we'll hear from a school official and the founder and CEO of an organization that is doing their part to raise awareness on sexual assault. All of this and more headed your way. You ready? Let's do it together. You're in the waiting room and we've got you covered right here on Open. Hey everybody, I'm the Dr. Bob Lee. You're watching Open. You know, it's that live interactive program that brings the Bronx and New York City straight to your TV set. You can stay connected to us through social media at BronxNet TV. Got a whole lot in store for you. Now check this out. Leading things off, our first guest is the CEO of Walker's Legacy, and she joins us to speak about how she is helping Black women boost their economic power. Woo! Empower their entrepreneurial dreams. So welcome to the show, please, Ayris Scales. Welcome, welcome, welcome. The T is in the house. Yeah. Ayris T Scales.
Ayris, right, don't forget the T, tenacious. Yeah, and I'm so excited. I'm so excited to talk about the work we're doing.
Well, we're gonna tee things up and ask you about how do you get women to boost their economic power?
We are inspired by none other than the premier entrepreneur, which is Madam C.J. Walker. So we don't have a direct affiliation. Yes, Madam C.J. Walker, who most don't know is the country's first self-made female millionaire. Not just Black, but period, right? And so you think about what she was able to do during that time as a woman and a Black woman. We want to make sure that we are an organization that can keep that momentum going, especially right now. So we've been around since 2009. And the way that we do it is that we inspire, we engage, and we equip women. And so we host a lot of empowerments and summits and capacity building things. But our signature bread and butter is really our business accelerators and the dynamic partnerships that we're able to build with government and corporate partners.
What made you decide to go into the work that you're doing to help Black women entrepreneurs?
So I will say, oh, and I'm about to age myself because I've been doing this work for almost 20 years now. Like, that's crazy. But I was doing it in local markets. So like in Indianapolis, Atlanta, Georgia, I was in Chicago, I was in DC, and never had done it at a collective, like national lens. And so when I was approached with the opportunity to lead the work nationally, it just made sense because again, right now is a moment and a movement for Black women and businesses. I'm also a business owner. And so I know the kind of resources that are needed. I know the kind of tribe and community that needs to be built. And why not? Why not come on and keep pushing this legacy to build Black economic power through entrepreneurship?
Yeah. Now, you've done some testifying on your own. I heard before Congress. Tell us about it.
You heard about that?
I heard about it.
Talk about monumental. Oh my goodness. Again, right? I've done some testifying at local councils. That's no disrespect there. But to be able to sit before Congress and really talk about solutions and opportunities to fund women of color, especially entrepreneurs, that's monumental. I mean, that goes down in the books. I hope my grandkids get to watch that one and be like, that's my baby. But yeah, it was a good opportunity to really share and place Congress in the position and from a lens of what women who are in entrepreneurship are really going through. You know, it's one thing to have policy and to really pontificate about things, but it's another to be able to be there and be a voice and start seeing action. And it's great because we're seeing a lot more funding trickling down and trickling out.
There you go. So let's talk about some of your successes.
There we go. Let's talk about stuff I can readily remember. About successes. You know what I love to talk about, and it's really what drives my work, is my ability to create public-private partnerships. And I say that because none of the work that we are doing at Walker's Legacy or any of the work that I've done leading up to this point can be done by itself. I think, you know, we think about these social issues that are impacting our community. We point often at what is the private sector doing? What can government do more of? Oh, how's the nonprofit community stepping up? But what we know is that it really takes that collective approach. And so I value really bringing corporations and government leaders and nonprofits, philanthropic community to the table to figure out how we build collective plans, particularly that are backed with resources. So, you know, I love to raise money. A lot of people don't. They hate asking. They don't like to go through that process. I love it. I've probably raised close now to $60 million, right? And I think that that is critical, because it's one thing to be out here trying to do the work, but if you don't have the resources to execute, you know, it's all in vain. So those are things that I'm really proud of. Also, just being able to get legislation passed that supports entrepreneurs, legislation passed that supports affordable housing. I'm a policy girl through and true in my heart, but you know.
I hear you. I understand they call you the cleanup woman.
Hey.
Now, why do they call you the cleanup woman?
It's so crazy because one time someone said to me, Ayris, where do you get all these amazing jobs? Now, I'm not saying my jobs are not amazing. I've had some nice jobs, but I looked at her and I said, you know, it's my job to make them look amazing. Like, you get to see all the good stuff, right? You don't understand the things that are happening on the inside that I'm having to address from an operations standpoint, from an infrastructure standpoint. No, but so I go in and I'm often asked, you know, I'm tasked with really rebuilding internal infrastructure, right? Really looking at strategy and looking at our programmatic execution, looking at team compositions and funding. And I actually enjoy that. Like, it's crazy. As much as I enjoy being external, I'm obsessed with making sure that internal operations are in place, because I think they help with your impact and your sustainability.
So you bring resources and solutions, right, to women that need financial helpings to get along in business, basically.
Unequivocally, absolutely. We bring resources, we bring solutions, we bring community, we bring opportunity. At Walker's
You bring it.
We bring it. We do.
You bring it.
Which is why I think we've been around for so long, Bob. And right now, not to take that away, I mean, it's beautiful to see so many organizations and entities that are now popping up or branching out to support entrepreneurs, particularly women, particularly Black. But I always say, like, honestly, I feel honored to be at the helm of really one of the first and largest serving organizations solely committed to empowering women who are in entrepreneurship.
Well, you know, April is International Black Women's History Month, and globally, Black women are finally seen as stakeholders in the world. But is that enough? What do you recommend that can be done to help acknowledge more women and bring them to the table?
Yeah. I just did a series yesterday on decolonizing philanthropy. And we talked a lot about what it looks like and what it really means to create and support opportunity. And, when we think about these tables, first of all, I'm like, well, what is the table that we're all talking about? There's so many tables now, and we are so dope that we're creating our own tables and people are asking to come to our table, right? I mean, they really are. Right? They can't even run elections and campaigns anymore without us. They're scared to appoint people to boards and commissions without our blessing. So I say, we are the table. We are creating the table. But when we think about kind of these traditional tables that have been around, and we get there and we're not being seen, or we're not being valued, or we're not being heard, I also think it's a good opportunity for us to think about what tables we want to be at and why do we want to be there, and do we understand the culture and those dynamics. I mean, we want to be able to come as our authentic self, and I don't want anyone to change or address who they are. I mean, you see I'm sitting here with blonde hair and African earrings and a blazer like this and a hot pink wall. I'm going to always be who Ayris is, but I also try to really understand the room that I'm walking into. I'm going to show up as myself, but there may be some things that I adapt and I adopt, so that I can keep coming back and make sure there's an opportunity for another woman like me to be there. I don't think it is enough, though, just to be like, oh, we're going to support Black people, we're going to support Black women. It becomes performative when you don't have practices and policies that follow behind it.
That's beautiful. We love the work that you're doing. And I love your confidence. I love your style. I think you're a brilliant woman, and you're going to help others. You're going to continue to help others get a lot out of life.
And let me just shout out, we have women from New York who just applied, who are about to go through our Women Who Enterprise Business Accelerator program, which kicks off this month in April. And so we have 17 women from New York City. We have 25 women from New York State. So I just want to give y'all a shout out. I can't wait to see y'all and say, hey, ladies.
You have more information on your website?
We have more information on walkerslegacy.com. Very simple, walkerslegacy.com. You can find us on Instagram. I'm on Instagram, LinkedIn. Connect.
You have a spot right here with us.
I'll take you up on it.
You whopping that neck? Hey, listen, thank you for all the wonderful information. And once again, thank you for all that you're doing in our community. We appreciate you.
Thank you. I appreciate you. I love it.
Ayris T. Scales, CEO, Walker's Legacy. That's what's up. Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll take a break. More Open on the way. Coming up next.
We built a media network for you.
BronxNet TV.
Come learn in your new state-of-the-art studios at Lehman College.
At Mercy College.
And coming soon to the South Bronx in the Hub.
Inspire with your stories, culture, history.
Your Bronx on BronxNet.
Engage with us.
Connect with us at your channels and at BronxNet.tv.
Learn, engage, inspire. BronxNet TV.
From the Bronx
to the world.
BronxNet.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm the Dr. Bob Lee for 107.5 WBLS. You are watching Open. Thanks for hanging out with us. We hope you're doing well. Our next guest is the first generation Haitian American actress, writer, producer, director, and she's also the founder and producing artistic director of Conch Shell Productions. And she's with us today to speak about her journey into the world of the arts and to highlight the importance of the upcoming Conch Shell International Film Festival 2022. So watch out. Here she is. Welcome to the show, Magaly Colimon-Christopher. Welcome.
Thank you, Dr. Lee.
Now,
I'm really happy to be here.
I'm glad that you're here because I heard you did a lot of acting. You're in front of cameras all over the place. You went to the Yale School of Drama and things of that nature. Give us a little background on you.
As you said, I'm a Haitian American artist. I was born in Brooklyn.
Brooklyn
New Yorker!
Brooklyn in the house.
And I guess I could pinpoint the key elements of what was really important to my journey in choosing to be an artist, which was the power of the voice, the individual voice. And I really found my stride when I was writing or performing as a human being. And so I realized this is what I have to do. I have to own my voice. And so fast forwarding to where I am right now as a producer of new works by Caribbean
Yeah.
diaspora and Caribbean artists, it's about allowing my fellow Caribbean diaspora artists and Caribbean artists to find a space for their voice.
Yeah, I don't know
Um,
if it mixes, but I remember I was working with a young man by the name of Hal Jackson. He started WBLS with Percy Sutton. And sitting in the studio with him, he always used to point to the microphone. He says, do you know what this is all about? Do you know what this is all about? And you had to figure it out. At that time, I didn't know. This is a microphone. But in finding your voice, what did you find? What does that mean to you?
Well, you always want to find your place in the world. And I grew up in a household where my mom always reminded me where I was from. And where I was from is
Yeah.
from a long history of Haitian people and a long history of excellence, right? And I grew up in New York. And so I was like, but I'm born here and I am
Right.
connected there. But as I grew as an artist, connecting with my ancestry helped me clarify what was important to me in terms of what messages I want to convey as a writer. And I'm really grateful to my mom for telling me stories about our family, about Haitian history. I'm really grateful to all the amazing writers of the world who wrote books that made me want to learn more and more and more about things that weren't taught in American schools, about the history of my ancestors. So when I talk about how I found my voice, I found my stride as an artist because you could be an actor and think that you're supposed to make yourself into other people. But the thing is, you're supposed to make yourself into all the versions of you.
Yeah.
And so discovering the versions of me, it was a little challenging because I felt divided. What is me? Is it the American me or is it my
Yeah, a
Haitian
little mix
roots
going on.
me?
I understand.
But then the thing is, it's both.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
am American, I am Haitian. So finding my stride as me was glorifying both sides of me. And I can say that the majority of my soul feels Haitian, even though, I'm not born and bred there. I don't know the truths of the day-to-day life. My
Yeah.
mind is full of nuggets of truth that are filled with people who stood up for themselves, people who strive and survive and succeed and thrive. And so it really helped me ground myself when I started to do deep diving into both sides of me.
You've been a part of several projects like Blue Bloods, Law and Order, Grand Army, etc. Tell us about that. Which one stood out in your mind, and which one did you really, really enjoy doing?
I have loved every primetime opportunity I've ever had, but my growth space, my finding my feet space,
Uh-huh.
I was on a soap opera, Guiding Light.
Okay.
When I got out of grad school, I was fortunate enough to book a recurring role on Guiding Light, and that's where I learned on-camera acting. I went to Yale, and at Yale, the focus was
Uh-huh.
theater. On-camera acting is a whole other beast. And, that's what I call being thrown out there and finding your way. And it was magnificent. It was a magnificent preparation for doing all the other work I've done since. And like I said, I've loved every role I've ever played, and I've loved the Dick Wolf production company because they gave me a lot of
Yeah.
opportunities on Law and Order and Law and Order Criminal Intent and Law and Order SVU. The one experience that made my mind go was playing a Haitian mother on Grand Army on Netflix.
Wow. Oh, excellent.
I found myself resourcing my grandmother and my mother as I
Oh,
built that character, and the cast was amazing. The production team was amazing.
yeah. Tell us about the productions. What is the Conch Shell production?
Conch Shell Productions, our mission is to showcase, present, develop the new works of Caribbean diaspora and Caribbean filmmakers and theater makers.
So you
So
get a
we
big film
present,
festival coming up.
yeah, we have a big film festival coming up. Conch Shell International Film Festival is taking place August 26th to 28th online. So you can attend, just get your pass, and you can be watching amazing short films by fantastically talented artists from all over the world. We have submissions from Finland, we have
Wow.
submissions from Canada, Guadeloupe, Jamaica, Trinidad, the United States, and more coming in. We're accepting submissions until June 3rd. So go to
Wow.
filmfreeway.com and look up Conch Shell International Film Festival and submit your short film.
You've been doing this for some time now, right?
We actually started last year. We
Okay.
started last year. And last year's event was filled with amazing panel discussions and masterclass, and it was fantastic. We had awesome experts in the industry, people who were experts in finance sharing their viewpoints on finance, and we had experts on marketing. That I'll actually have that whole collection of all the panel discussions available for you to see on Vimeo. Just go to conchshelliff.com and you'll find the link to see those videos. And until June 3rd, access to all our panel discussions is free of charge. So
do we expect
check it
some
out.
of the same this year, or what's new?
There's going to be a lot new. We're going to do a lot more like in-depth conversations with the filmmakers. And we're going to have an awesome masterclass on television writing. I can't tell you all because we're still planning the juiciness.
Well, you got some of the good stuff on the website. We can get a good idea. What's the website?
ConchShellIff.com. That's ConchShellIff.com. And every week there's new updates. We have an amazing community of award committee members and film selection members. And we're presenting awards of like amazing stuff. If your film wins, you could win a final draft software, which is great for writers. We have an iPitch software, which is how to pitch your film to film and television people. And we also have this storyboarding software, which is like every filmmaker is like, I need that.
And this is on the website, right?
That's all on our
website. They're going to give me a hard wrap right here. Thank you so much, Magaly Colimon-Christopher. We appreciate you. We love you. Thank you. Magaly, thank you. We appreciate you.
Thank you, Dr. Lee. Thank you.
Right. We'll take a break. More open coming up next. Welcome back. Our next guest is a thought-provocative street artist, visionary, and the creator of the Protect Your Heart Movement. He joins us to speak about the vision behind the Protect Your Heart Movement and to highlight the upcoming Protect Your Heart Day. So please welcome to the show, UnCut, just like that.
I appreciate being here again. Thanks for having me, man. Thanks for having me. Hey, everybody, how's everybody doing?
It's always a pleasure to see you. I know the last time we spoke must have been about maybe 2-3 years ago, right? You were on the show.
Yes, we was on the show talking about pretty much the progression of the movement, the progression of the art and everything else that I was working on. And 2 years later, we was still on the go.
Yeah, and now we're progressing a little bit more. Tell us what's going on now.
Well, as you guys know, the goal has always been to make Protect Your Heart Day a national holiday, a day of self-love, self-appreciation. I mean, I was born into an era where a lot of holidays was given to me about things that I really didn't know much about. And I just figured that being that I'm here now and I know what's going to happen or projection toward the future, I would like our future generation to be born into a holiday that has a lot to do with themselves And what's better holiday than a holiday of self-love, self-appreciation, just you, the beauty of yourself. So, yeah. So we set out to make that a national holiday, and we was told that we have to celebrate it for 8 years in order for it to actually be considered a national holiday. And I'm not talking about holiday like no pants day or no pizza day. I'm talking about like next to Christmas kind of thing, right? And they told us after 8 years, we'll be able to kind of like really go into signing up for that process. And this is our 8th year of celebrating Protect Your Heart Day. And every year we have different cities that align with us to celebrate it. And whether you are celebrating it in an event or whether you're taking the time out to just appreciate yourself, your organs, the beauty of the inner part of you that allows us to be loving and so beauty and so fruitful, that day is aligned for that. And wherever you are to celebrate that will be a wonderful thing. So it's been going on for 8 years, and I'm so proud of this, the progression of us as a people when it comes to the growth that I've been seeing in everybody, the resilience, the love, the sharing, the connecting, all of that is all the beautiful things that I've been seeing happening over the last 2-3 years. And that's part of the evolving that's happening because of the self-love aspect. So I'm excited.
There you go. And tell us how you came up with the UnCut and how this whole thing started.
Well, UnCut to me stands for purity, stands for raw, stands for something that comes from the heart, per se. So my whole concept in me is one thing. Like, I am my concept. You know, like I am me, and I'm showing the best part of me. And the best thing about me is I represent the best part of that's in everybody. So when I show this beautiful, uncut, raw version, which we all have a version of that inside of us, it allows people to see that, yeah, you can be genuine, you can be loving, you can be caring. And it doesn't really have to be something that is like a thing. It could just be purely from the heart.
Yeah. And how did you get into the wellness thing? Why is Protect Your Heart Day so important? Is there somebody in the family or you, did you deal with something that maybe that was degenerative in your family?
I've been very big on wellness. I'm a vegan now. I started out, vegetarian, then just kind of changed from there. And I'm always talking about how important it is to take care of your body. So that's one. And then with the heart and Protect Your Heart, it has a lot to do with the physical heart, the physical body, as well as the energy part of the body. So all of those coming together was important to remind people about every day. So it's like reminding them to keep that in mind. So it wasn't nothing personal. It was something very spiritual and very universal.
I got you. And now it's important for you to reach several communities through your art. Talk about that.
Yeah. Well, what I've been doing is just traveling throughout the cities, different cities, and literally jumping off the bus, whatever bus that I take to get to whatever city, and putting that message out, like as many places as I can, get back on the bus and go home. And this has been my journey the last 10 years. And I don't mind going into any neighborhood because I feel like the message itself is so important for a lot of people that I'm willing to just risk whatever I get just to allow people an opportunity to run into. Yeah, I just travel with my art everywhere.
There you go. And now you have the Protect Your Heart Wellness Weekend. When does that start, and where can we go to get involved?
Well, this is going to be a beautiful year. This year we're focusing on Miami because every year we focus on a different city.
Gotcha.
This year on Miami. So this 4-day aspect is happening in Miami. We're starting with 420, where we having a big crypto. It's like a crypto NFT conference that would allow know a lot about crypto and NFT because there's a lot of people in our community don't know about it. So that day is that. On the 21st, every year on the 21st, we call that National Children Day. So we align ourselves with the Overtown youth community to bring in our peoples to do workshop with the children, bring them yoga mats, we making some slushy. We're just gonna shower the children over there at Overtown. And on the 26th birthday, so we're gonna align ourselves with a community project. It's called the Escuelita Abuela, which is a community center that's in Little Haiti. And we're gonna bring our our team in there to help them clean, help them just fix their place up, and then donate some funding towards fixing some of the things that they need in their location. And on the 23rd, huge Protect Your Heart Day event, art show, meditation. And on that day, we're also doing a virtual event where you can actually be in a virtual space with us, like a whole metaverse where you can walk in a room and you can do yoga with us and do meditation with us. And a lot of people that's really never been in a metaverse experience, this will be their first time. And no, you don't need no goggles, you don't need no glasses. All you need is a computer and a keypad. And it's like a video game. You just be walking to the, sit down, you do the yoga. And it's a beautiful experience. So we're just gonna do all that on that day. And all of that is available for people to know about on our website.
Wow, that's a big weekend. You know, last night I was at the Sheraton Hotel. Al Sharpton had a big thing over there, but I was talking to Al B. Shore. You know, he has a record Night and Day and a couple of other records. You probably know him. He's an R&B artist. He also does a Quiet Storm out there in California. And he's very big into crypto and all this other stuff that we're talking about, you know, the metaverse, you know, all this.
I think that's important for our community to be, you know.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know about it, but, you know, as people become more and more aware of it, you know, this is going to be the thing that's going to be happening. I mean, a lot of the big companies are latching on to it. So you're going to have a lot of this stuff all under one roof throughout that weekend, huh?
Yeah, it's just about getting people familiar with where we're going internally, externally, virtually, financially, and in a community factor as well. So I think it's going to be a beautiful event happening. And then we have it in New York. New York is always that's stable. So New York is happening on the 22nd. We're having a huge day of meditation, yoga, same scenario, art at Art Apple. And Art Apple is in Brooklyn, right down the block from the Barclays. So that's going to be awesome. So we everything is available, like I said, on the website, which is UnCuttArt.com. And that's where you can actually donate and get your tickets.
Yeah. Uncut, who are some of the people that are working with you?
Oh, right now, I literally just did a collaboration with Tommy Hilfiger's brothers, like Subline, which is this beautiful sweater that you see on me right here. It's available.
I want that. I want that. Send that over to me.
Oh man, I'm
only kidding.
But I'm send it. Give them a call. But they did like the painting that's in the background. They got the some t-shirts that are in stores right now, so you guys can go and get jiggy and get real fly with some of the uncut gear. And this is so dope because it has one of my favorite quotes on there that I made that you probably see in the streets every day. Wow. It says, "Too many humans and not enough souls."
Whoa, deep.
That's in the street. Right. Yeah,
wow.
So yeah, I'm excited about that collaboration. Also, usually LA Protect Your Heart is done by the Jamie Foxx Ranch and their whole family. So they usually do Art LA every year. Currently, Jamie's like in New Orleans on a film project, and then he's going to run another film project. So it's possibly not happening this year in LA. And then all the extra things that I've been doing is been very heavy. Raising funds for this project has been heavy. Everything is still heavy. So I wasn't able to really get all the cities lined up, but we have about 3 cities in the virtual space, which is allowing all the cities to come together on virtual. Yeah. So
of course, we got to give a shout out to Sandra DaCosta, the Bullion Foundation. You know, they're with you every step of the way and everything that you do.
And that whole team right there is like the ability to touch hearts like yours and different people in different areas. Like it's so important. And the whole Bullion family they've been with me from, like I said, from the beginning. And every year they literally donate their time and their energy. Sandra's always texting me, "Have a beautiful day. I hope everything is good." So I'm always getting this beautiful.
He's texting right now.
I wake up to so I be thinking that I'm bringing the hearts and love to people's hearts. And then I have like this fairy godmother that's like always on top, making sure that we're okay. I just cannot wait to be in a position to just do so much more with the family. Right now, I'm just blessed to have you guys that support me in this project every year and to getting it to where it becomes a national holiday.
Yeah, it's going to be all right, man. It's going to be all right. You have a website where we can go and check out some of your work?
Yes, another thing, I have a godfather that literally swooped down and said he's gonna create the most dopest website for me, and I'm just like so elated.
You got the art though, so it needs to be on that website. So everybody knows.
Yo, can I tell you something? I've been doing art for about 15, 20 years. I never had a website. Like we did the Protect Your Heart website because that was about the message, that was about the community. But me, I really wanted something that really was me, and it's still not there, but it's coming there. So UnCuttArt.com, it's a website, and this is where you can actually go and you can actually buy in your ticket. You can actually donate. You can actually buy scarves, and we'll give you an NFT that comes with your ticket, which is what's about it. So that's what you do. And then you don't need to have like all these extra steps that we normally have to go through when you buy an NFT. You can actually buy it with your wallet or with a credit card.
Cut artist, visionary, creative, Protect Your Heart, the Protect Your Heart movement. I've got Bobby C. He's in the waiting room. He's ready to do his thing. He's got the latest in the world of sports coming up.
A repeat customer here on the Sports Corner, only this time he joins us this morning as the newest voice of the Hudson Valley Renegades, a Yankees minor league affiliate. Please welcome Emmanuel Barbari.
Bobby, appreciate you having me. Always good to be with you, man.
E-Man on the Fan, E-Man up in Hudson Valley. I mean, you're doing big things. I'm so proud of what you're doing these days and so excited to have you back here on the show. As I said, a repeat customer. We've gotten a chance to talk in the past, but this time some really big news for you. Please tell us more about what's going on in Hudson Valley.
Yeah, definitely. Doing some games up there this season. Yankees High A affiliate, as you mentioned, second year running now as the High A affiliate. So I'm excited this season, especially what we can do with the broadcast department, working with Joe Vasile, who's great. And it's new. It's a Yankees affiliate. It's nearby. It's about an hour and 20-minute straight shot if you're going up from the city. So that's a cool little twist of things. And for years, if you recall, with the Hudson Valley Renegades, an affiliate of the Tampa Bay Rays, which recently became a Yankees affiliate as part of the reorganization after the COVID pandemic with minor league baseball. So really pumped for it. And there's a bunch of great talent throughout the Yankee system that we get to cover this year. Even as many Yankee fans know, Anthony Volpe, who's now with AA Somerset, was a Hudson Valley Renegade just last year. So it's kind of a ever evolving process of getting some of the best and brightest talent through the system.
And Volpe gets to go home to Somerset to play AA baseball. And in a way, I feel like you get to go home because you're such a big Yankee fan, which I know is exciting for you. You know, as the fans at home probably know, because you've been on the show before and you've also been a voice on BronxNet with some of the other programming that we had. You're a Fordham graduate, a WFUV alum, and again, been on some of our great shows, including the Gately Show, the Fordham Athletics Show, and just your first year out of college and already a talk show host on WFAN, E-Man on the Fan, the voice of Siena basketball, and now the voice of the Yankees minor league team.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Bobby. It's all with the foundation at Fordham. And you know, I look back so fondly at my time with you there and everyone at the station. And now, you know, everything is about like timing in this business. And when you have a career in this, you never know really what steps will come, what opportunities will come, and feel fortunate. You know, I got back from, as we had talked about, summer on the Cape in Chatham with the Chatham Anglers, which it was so awesome just to not only absorb that level of collegiate baseball talent, guys who ended up going in the first and second and third rounds of the MLB draft, but spent a summer in Chatham, like no better place in the Cape to kind of take in everything over a summer. And right when I got back that fall, WFAN was looking to try out some new voices, and it was literally my first day back at the station producing a midday/afternoon shift, and that's when I was approached about doing the show, which was really a dream come true type pinch me moment. And ever since then, fortunate, I've been doing maybe a show or two a month, depending on the schedule. And that combined with the Siena schedule, the Hudson Valley schedule, has really sped things up where I feel like I'm always doing something every week, which is all you can ask for. So definitely fortunate in that regard.
Anyone that's had a chance to listen to you call some Fordham baseball games, not only a New York guy, but I think you have these Bronx roots. I mean, getting a chance to do those games and be in a conversation for a big award like the Glickman Award, which honors play-by-play here at Fordham and in the Bronx, and the only 3-time winner of the Glickman Award, Marty Glickman, arguably the greatest play-by-play broadcaster of all time. And for you to win that award, I think just speaks to how great you are at play-by-play and what your future probably holds.
Yeah, I really appreciate you saying that. The Glickman Award, actually over my left shoulder here is where I keep some of those. That was kind of, I guess you could put it like the holy grail of awards while I was at Fordham. And just the reason it holds that significance is Marty's name, of course, and his impact on this market, this medium, really inventing some of the radio play-by-play vernacular that we hear nowadays. But you walk into the FUV studios and you see the plaque with some of the names that have received that award, and it really represents the legacy of the FUV sports program, whether it be, inaugural recipients like Spiro Ditas or Andrew Bogish, all the way up to a Ryan Rucco, who you hear on Yankee games, or a Dan Duva, who you hear on Golden Knights radio games. The list goes on, but it motivates you to get better every broadcast and try to, you're not always going to achieve the perfect broadcast or the ideals, but you strive for it and you try to get a little bit better every time. And that was kind of a motivating factor throughout the Fordham career for sure.
And E-Man, you had tweeted out because you've already started this process of working with Hudson Valley, got a chance to actually help them with their media guide for the upcoming season. Tell us about their roster, some of the stars that are on the team, and what we can expect to see from maybe the Yankee minor leaguers of the future for the big club.
Yeah, I think the guys that stand out right off the bat, and there's a lot of talent involved and maybe some under the radar guys, but a Trey Sweeney's been talked about a lot throughout the Yankee system. Very smooth fielding, infielder up the middle, very, very good bat. He actually started the Renegade season the other night with a leadoff home run to right field in Greenville, South Carolina. So he got off to a roaring start already. Austin Wells has been talked about a ton in the Yankee system as an up-and-coming catcher. And as it relates to kind of the broad Yankee fan knowledge base, the Yankees, of course, moving on from Gary Sanchez, that could be a position of need in the coming years. Wells was terrific, freshman All-American in college, and then was drafted by the Yankees. He's a lefty hitting catcher with power, so he's someone to watch certainly offensively. And then the pitching staff it's crazy how things have changed, because it seems everyone coming out is throwing 95 to 98 miles an hour. At the MLB level, it's actually to a greater extent, but at the minor league level, these guys are coming out and they're ready to go. One guy to shed light on might be Beck Way, who was a shortstop throughout the majority of his upbringing, and then was basically translated into a pitcher when they saw some potential in that regard. He's with the Renegades this season, and he's a guy who's working on his command. He's trying to fine tune a little bit. He has electric stuff, but he was actually telling us a story during the media day about him facing Anthony Volpe back when they were playing travel ball at like 12, 13 years old. They were both in the same travel ball league. I believe they were playing down in Georgia, and they were both shortstops. So he was a shortstop for his team. Volpe was a shortstop for the opposing team. And he said Volpe was one of the smallest guys on the field, but he commanded the most attention. So whenever Volpe stepped to the plate, everyone there was an extra aura there. They wanted to watch what was about to happen. But just an interesting twist on that they were both shortstops facing each other, and now they pitcher hitter in the same system. So I'm interested to see what Beck Way can develop into this season.
Yankees have a tendency to do that too. They tend to draft a lot of shortstops and catchers. I think some of the fans at home might have seen the recent news that the Yankees had reacquired Greg Bird and put him down at AAA, hits a home run on opening day for them. And that's a guy that was originally a catcher as well for the Yanks and now a first baseman. And been some talk too that maybe Wells could eventually become a first baseman if he doesn't work out behind the plate because his bat has been so good. Yankees have had, I feel like, mixed success, E-Man, when it comes to drafting some of these guys. I mean, Anthony Ziegler, I believe, was a 2018 first-round pick and hasn't really panned out behind the plate. Yankees have really been looking, I guess, for that catcher since Sanchez hasn't panned out.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that'll be a situation that kind of takes shape over the next couple of years. You know, this year you're hoping to get a lot out of Kyle Higashioka. At the big league level. Yeah, 7 spring training home runs. So if you can get 110 games out of him, you think that Higashioka could hit you 15 home runs in addition to his defense. So, but that's more like the situation at shortstop with an Isaiah Falefa, maybe more of a stopgap role for the Yankees to find that next franchise type catcher. And then maybe that's sitting right there in the minors.
That was part 1 of our interview with the newest voice of the Hudson Valley Renegades, Yankees minor league team, Emmanuel Barbari. Tune in next Monday for part 2.
Our last guests are the founder of Yo Digo No Mas, the CEO of Forme Medical Center and Urgent Care, and manager of administration for Yonkers Public Schools. And they join us today to highlight their upcoming I Say No More to Sexual Assault. No Mas. It's a big march. So please welcome to the show, Maria Trusa and Dr. Fenix Arias. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having us here. We are definitely very excited to be able to talk about the topic in hand here, especially on this month that is the National Sexual Assault Awareness Month. Thank you.
Now, this is big because a lot of people, they don't really want to talk about sexual assault. It's happening all around us. Some people keep it quiet and others will come out and say, hey, you know, I have a problem. I have a situation that I would like to talk about. How did you guys start this? And did you have any personal things in your life that helped you get more involved in this situation that you're involved in now?
So I started Yo Digo No Mas in this year. Actually, Fenix is joining us because Fenix worked for the school district, and we're doing our first march against sexual abuse. But it comes from my story. I wrote a book 2 years ago, and when I started talking and doing a lot of public speaking engagement about sexual abuse, my story, unfortunately, I, at the age of 9, I'm a survivor. And unfortunately is a tough story that, you know, it's always hard to tell, but I'll give you a little summary. You know, at the age of 9, I was in the Dominican Republic. I was born and raised there. And my father, who is supposed to be my protector, ended up giving me to one of his friends. And this man brutally raped me that night, a very dark night that changed my life forever. And after writing the story and trying to really impact the world, because this is something that we keep very silent, you know, there's a lot of shame in saying that my father, who does that? So to me, I decided after I was doing a lot of public speaking engagement that I realized that there is a silent pandemic, because so many people were coming to me, reaching out saying, I was abused. I was sexually abused when I was a child. So I realized that this is not just my story, but the story of millions of people.
Yeah. Well, I'm happy that you guys are here to talk about it, because it is a lot of people's stories. What would you say to people who are or who had experienced a situation but just They want to keep it quiet. They want it to go away. But in their mind, it really never goes away. There has to be some way where they can get it out. What do you guys recommend?
And I'm glad you asked that question, if I may, Maria, because realized through the district attorney's office of Westchester that there is actually an increase of children who are being abused. And through conversations, we started talking how this is a giant, sleepy giant. It's a silent pandemic that nobody wants to recognize. And by doing so, we realized that we are glorifying the abuser while further punishing the victim. Because what we do as a family,
not saying anything about it.
Yes, so but as a family, that shame, that embarrassment that it happened, the parents feel guilty, the child feels guilty, and oftentimes threatened. And it takes sometimes a teacher or a classmate to realize that something is off. And our goal as a school district is to teach children and raise awareness about if you are touched, you can speak up. We have the support system. School districts do not investigate. What we are mandated reporters. And once we call either CPS or the police, they will conduct the investigation. They are the agencies trained to conduct the investigation. So partnering up with Yo Digo No Más, I say no more, which is the signal, is basically telling our students, families, friends, our community, you are not alone. Speak up because we are here for you. So April 30th.
Yeah, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, on April 30th, we're asking the community from the Bronx, from Yonkers, from any closer community to come to 40 South Broadway, which is the Mayor City Hall, and walk with us to Eugenio Maria de Hostos School and breaking that silence and empowering our children.
Yeah. How do you tell if no one tells? How can you tell someone
doing this? So people, you said, like, how do you start? Like, if you think that your trauma, you're not carrying it with you, I have to tell you, as a survivor, you are. This trauma is driving you. And if you think because you have it quiet that nobody knows except you, there is a book that is called The Body Keeps the Score. And I talk about this at every time I speak, because in the book, he says, the psychologist, you are at war with yourself until you break the silence. And all of us uniting to break the silence together makes us so strong, and it breaks the chains that we have been creating of sexual abuse, that we are passing it on to the next generation. It is a generational trauma that we're passing along, Bob.
I get it. So we have this march that's coming up, the Sexual Assault Awareness March. Where is it, and how can more people get involved?
The march is in Yonkers. They can actually register for the march, or they can show up. They can register if they go to yodigonomas.com, or they can also come to Yonkers Public Schools.org. I-say-no-more. I say no more, just dashes in between. They can register for it. Also, we have packages. We're also looking for sponsors. Maria Trusa actually is looking for sponsors. Yo Digo No Más, which they can support in-kind donations. And it's basically to provide water, to provide food, to provide at the end of so the march, to answer your question, begins at City Hall, which is 40 South Broadway, Yonkers City Hall by the Unity Fountain. From there, we are going to walk, it's only a mile. We are going to walk to Eugenio Maria de Hostos Micro Society School, which is on 78 Morris Street. And when we get to the school, we are hoping to have vendors and also organizations who can provide support to any victim, because we can trigger people that they to basically come out and say that they have been abused. So we're planning to
during
have
that 1 mile walk. You may, some people may want to come out, and I'm glad that you have that support there, because you never know.
And in addition, we're having 4 different workshops
Oh, I was
Yeah.
going to say that. Yeah, we I think we're adding more workshops as we
Yeah.
go. But I also want to say that Stony Brook, which is a tremendous organization, that they're going to be here doing workshops. And the workshops, you know, we need to educate. In order to prevent, we need to educate. We need to
Yeah.
break the silence, and we need to give support. So that's what Yo Digo No Más is doing. And I love, and I can tell you that I'm so honored that I'm working with Dr. Quesada and his team, the mayor of Yonkers, the third largest school district and one of the best. I have to say, because if Dr. Quesada was here, he'll be saying that.
Yeah.
So to unite, to be able to support our community and in such an important topic. I mean, this is something that affects all of us, the children in the school, the teachers, everyone. So it's, as you could tell, I'm extremely passionate about this work and feel totally blessed, even to be here, Bob. You know, the idea is to continue spreading the word and impact millions of people. And you're helping us. BronxNet is helping us do this. So thank you.
If you need to come back more often, then do so, because we do have to spread the word and keep the awareness out there. Let people know that this is happening. This is really, really going on. This is happening. And then we'll probably get some of those people who were afraid in the past, or for some reason, maybe the stigma of, you know, wow, look at you, you got into trouble somehow, you fell prey to somebody. It may help that person just dig down deep inside and just bring it out. And I think that would be a great thing for them, just to get it out.
Yeah.
And, you know,
and healing is possible. That's what we wanted. You know, we want to concentrate that we can go from victim to creators. We are able to do this. And my story is one of the story of many people. We have a YouTube channel where we have a show, our talk show, Yo Digo No Más, I Say No More. It's on YouTube, and it has over 105,000 views only on 12 episodes, 12 shows, 2 seasons. We are coming out with the 3rd season in May, and the views are telling us that this is something that is needed. And when you hear other people sharing their process and how they healed, it's not only just breaking the silence, but it's giving you hope. And that's what we want to be able to do with this work as well.
Oh, that's so wonderful. Where can people go for more information?
Again, they can visit yodigonomas.com.
Yep.
mariatrusa.org, or they can come to Yonkers Public Schools, plural.org. And I Say No More with dashes in between to register for the march or to learn more about the march.
Well, thank you guys so much for all that you're doing, helping to create the awareness for our community. We thank you, we love you, and we really, really appreciate you.
Thank you so
We
much.
look forward to seeing you on the march.
All right.
Yes.
Well,
We'll
I'll
see you there.
Get all the information. There you go.
And all of you watching, we need to unite. Even if you are someone that is not a survivor, you have children, parents, you need to join us. This affects our children, and we together could really make a serious impact and break those chains of sexual abuse. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Maria Trusa and Dr. Fenix Arias. Thank you so much. We appreciate you and we love you. Thank you. That's it for the show. We appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for checking it out. Thank you for letting us share in this space and time with you. And always remember this: what you are is God's gift to you, and what you make of yourself is your gift to God. So choose your choice. Let your choice control the chooser. We'll catch you another day, another way. And I'll see you over 107.5 WBLS. We love you all.